Hello again, welcome back to the Telltale channel. Today's story is the classic tale The Enormous Turnip. Be sure to pay close attention to the story and watch it all the way to the end for the quiz and fun facts. And remember to help the channel grow by subscribing for free. One sunny morning, a man decided to plant some turnip seeds. He fetched his pitchfork from the shed and dug up a patch of his vegetable garden. It was hard work. He pulled all the weeds and removed all the big stones. Then, very carefully, he sprinkled the tiny turnip seeds in a row and covered them with soil. The man took good care of his turnip patch. He watered it every day, first thing in the morning. In a few days, little seedlings sprouted up from the soil. "These are going to be fine turnips," the man declared. The turnips grew very quickly, as turnips do. But one turnip grew faster than all the rest. Soon it was twice as big as all the other turnips. The man was astonished. "I can almost see it growing," he said proudly. The turnip didn't stop, it grew bigger and bigger until it was enormous. Finally, the man decided that it was time to pull up the enormous turnip. "We can have it for dinner," he said to his wife. "I'm sure it will taste as good as it looks." So the man took hold of one of the turnip's huge leaves and pulled. He pulled and he pulled with all his might. But he couldn't pull up the enormous turnip. The man called to his wife. "I'm going to need some help with this turnip," he cried. So the man pulled the turnip and the woman pulled the man. They pulled with all their might, but they couldn't pull up the enormous turnip. The woman called to a little boy, "Can you come and help us with this enormous turnip?" So the man pulled the turnip and the woman pulled the man and the little boy pulled the woman. They pulled with all their might, but they couldn't pull up the enormous turnip. A little girl was walking past. "Please help us with this enormous turnip," called the little boy. So the man pulled the turnip and the woman pulled the man and the little boy pulled the woman and the little girl pulled the little boy. They pulled with all their might, but they couldn't pull up the enormous turnip. The little girl called to her dog. "Here, boy, come and help us." So the man pulled the turnip and the woman pulled the man and the little boy pulled the woman and the little girl pulled the little boy and the dog pulled the little girl. They pulled with all their might, but they couldn't pull up the enormous turnip. The dog saw a large orange cat walking along the fence. "Woof," he said, "come and help us." So the man pulled the turnip and the woman pulled the man and the little boy pulled the woman and the little girl pulled the little boy and the dog pulled the little girl and the cat pulled the dog. They pulled with all their might, but they couldn't pull up the enormous turnip. The cat spied a little mouse sitting under a cabbage leaf. "Meow," she called, "come and help us." So the man pulled the turnip and the woman pulled the man and the little boy pulled the woman and the little girl pulled the little boy and the dog pulled the little girl and the cat pulled the dog and the little mouse pulled the cat. They pulled and pulled with all their might. "Don't stop," panted the man. I think we've done it." At that moment, the turnip came flying out of the ground. The cat fell on top of the little mouse and the dog fell on top of the cat and the little girl fell on top of the dog and the little boy fell on top of the little girl and the woman fell on top of the little boy and the man fell on top of the woman and what fell on top of the man, the most enormous turnip anyone had ever seen. Everyone had a good laugh. "You must stay and have dinner with us," the man and his wife told the little boy and the little girl and the dog and the cat and the little mouse. And they did. The turnip was delicious. And it was so enormous that they haven't finished eating it yet. The end. Fun fact. Canadian farmer broke a Guinness World Record when he grew a 63.9-pound turnip in his garden. Damien Allard of Carleton-sur-Mer, Quebec, said he decided to take on the world record in 2016 when he grew a 15.4-pound turnip and discovered the world record has stood at 39 pounds since 2004. Were you paying close attention to the story? Try the fun quiz. What was the first animal to start pulling on the turnip? The answer is the dog. What color were the man's dungarees? The answer is brown. Who was the first person that the man asked to help him pull the turnip up? The answer is his wife. Fun fact. The world's heaviest marrow weighed 116.4 kilograms, which is 256 pounds and 9.8 ounces. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Remember to like and subscribe for free to the Telltale channel and click the notification bell for more stories, quizzes, and fun facts. Check out the channel's playlist for more Telltale stories and fairy tales.